hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you guys so much for hopping on. Really quick favor, those of you who are watching on the replay, go ahead and type in hashtag replay now. We want to make sure that you guys are checking in, even on a replay. We're really excited for you guys. We're back at it again, Meiyoko and I, for another week with some great conversation, great topic for today. Really, really good topic today. I'm really actually really psyched about today's topic. Aren't you, Meiyoko?
I'm always psyched about every topic.
Every
I
topic.
think this one is personal. It kind of hits
Yeah.
home because being a coach for so many years, dealing with personal development and success, this is a topic that is very near and dear to my heart that I feel like people don't talk about enough, and that is success. That one word that gets misconstrued, misrepresented, and a lot of people still don't understand what that is or what it means. So let's talk about it.
Yeah, we have to. I think this is the best time of year to talk about it. I was just looking up at my calendar. I'm like, oh my God, today is the last day of April. And it's so funny because Meiyoko and I spoke before we came on here. He was like, wait, what's the week? What's today? And I was like, yeah. When you're an entrepreneur, you just forget what day of the week it is. You forget the date. I mean, I do it all the time. I remember the date more times than not because every week I read a chapter in Proverbs and I just go according to the day. Like today's the 30th, so I read Proverbs 30th. So that's how I remember, today's the date it is. But that's the one little trick that I
it literally felt like Friday. That's why. It felt like Friday to me. So
yeah.
weather's nice, nice little breeze. It just feels like a Friday to me. A lot of days feel like Friday to me, though.
It's a beautiful day. When you're entrepreneurs like that, right? But we're in the spring, and I shared this before. You guys have heard me share this on my past lives. I love spring. That's like my favorite season out of the whole year. And this is a season of new beginnings. It's new doors opening up, new opportunities. Everything's new. The flowers, the smell, the everything. And this is the best time to talk about success, to sort of reposition and reframe our mindset on success. So as you guys are rolling on in, I want y'all to think about what is success. And we're going to ask you guys some questions about that today as well. What is success? How you measure success, all the things. But Meiyoko and I are going to start with ourselves, right? Because we're all in this together, right? So we're going to start with ourselves, and we're going to kick off with the first question that we like to ask ourselves, which is, what is success? What is success? I remember a long time ago when I was coming up with my LLC. It was like a month before I left my job. And I was like, okay, what am I going to call it? I didn't want to call it Leticia, have my name, because everybody spells my name wrong. So I was like, no. And then I thought of success. So I said Campbell Success Network, So.
That's right. That is your name.
Yes,
I forgot about that.
Yes. So I came up with that word because I feel like for me, success is stepping outside of the norm. It's like I was having a conversation with somebody earlier today. They're a life insurance agent. And I was saying, I look at success as like, the movie The Matrix and how Neo got unplugged from the Matrix. It's like that's how I see success as too. It's like you don't have to be plugged into what everyone else tells you to do, what society is doing, and granted, there's people out there that loves that. That's how they operate, but if you're stepping outside the bubble, that's okay. And that's success for you. That's okay. You know what I'm saying? So that's it, because it's all about aligning with your purpose. And I'm learning more about that every day. Those of y'all who are watching, I'm not reached that level yet where I feel like I'm 100% aligned, just being transparent. But every day I'm on track to that. To me, that's what success is a process of me working towards being aligned with my purpose, right? What do you think, Meiyoko?
I feel like, the whole thing is, even with the title, I want people to understand it's what is success and how is your perception of success affecting your personal brand. I feel like that's a very, very good question. So we think of success so long term, though, and I want everybody, even yourself and myself, to really understand something. We think of success from a long-term perspective, right? We look at, if I haven't accomplished this thing, then I'm not successful. Or if I'm not doing this particular thing, I'm not successful. But what if you looked at success as a moment in time? Like, for example, every single day, If you sought out to do the things that you were supposed to do every single day, whether it be family, finances, your health, your spiritual development, all those things, and it was a very, very good day, are you not successful in that moment? I mean, that's a question. Are you not successful in that moment? Why are we constantly measuring success on a long term scale? Like if I'm here now, but I have to get here in order to say that I'm successful. Why can't you take success one day at a time? And this is why many of us have the misconception of what success really is, because it's not being taught the right way. There's a lot of people that are not millionaires. They don't have very much money, but they're rich in their family environment. They're rich in their spiritual relationships. They're rich in their health. And to them, they're successful. They're happy with who they are and where their life is headed. But you can have somebody on the other side that's making a lot of money. They don't know who they are. They're not secure in who they are as a person, as an individual. They have no idea what their passion is. They're not connected to their values. They're not aligned with their purpose. And they are absolutely miserable. And they feel very, very unsuccessful. And they are. So the question is, what is success? Success to me is exactly what I'm telling you. When you wake up each and every day, whether it's your family, your finances, your spiritual life, your health, your personal development, professional development, if you are accomplishing a couple of those things in each and every one of those areas every single day, and you feel good about it, you feel good about yourself when you lay your head at night on that pillow, you can smile, you are successful. Success is personal to each individual, and it's not really being taught that way. You get the cliche way where it's just like, oh, success is a different version to everyone else. Yes, everybody says it, but they don't explain it. They don't really explain it. Everybody says it, but they don't explain it. So if you are listening, if you are down on yourself, and we do that sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
look at other people and we try to compare what they're doing versus what we're doing. And then we say they're more successful than us. And then we start basing success on what everybody else thinks and what everybody else is doing. It puts you on this spiral, and you'll never be happy with yourself because now you're aligning your success with someone else. So I say success to me has to start one day at a time, one moment at a time.
Yes.
You build each and every day. And then you know what? At the end of 30 days, you may accomplish all those things you want to accomplish and say, hey, man,
Correct.
I had a very, very successful month.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't hear people say, hey, you know what? I had a very successful day today.
Yes.
It's always based on some type of long-term metric. Stop doing that to yourself.
That's right.
Slow down. Take it one day at a time. The people that you look at and you think are so successful because based on what they've done, there's a daily process to their everyday life. There's something that they measure their life by, and we're going to get into that in a little bit. I don't want to talk about that yet because I know we kind of touched that as we go along. But that's what success is to me. Those areas of my life where I'm able to function in a way where I'm satisfied with the growth or where I'm going in those particular areas. If I can say that at the end of the day, at that particular space and moment in time, I'm successful. Not what anybody else thinks that I am or what I'm trying to
Mm-hmm.
do anybody else. It's based on my everyday feeling, emotions, and desires and what I'm moving towards on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
Stop thinking, and I'm going to shut up, but
No.
stop thinking success is based on this long-term metric. We do it all the time.
Right. Right.
You know
Right.
what I
I
mean?
love it. Yeah.
You're not going to be any more successful if you make $1 million in a year.
Ain't that the truth?
You're not. You'll have more
Mm-hmm.
money. You'll have options to do other things. But if your perception of success is still based on those things,
Mm-hmm.
you're losing. You're still
That's
losing.
right.
You're still losing.
Amen. So just to clarify, because I know there's some people on here. Thank you so much, Dr. Carlene. She agrees with you 100%. Thank you so much, love, for hopping on. So, Meiyoko, do you feel, and I'm gonna share my answer too as well, that success is a feeling or a lifestyle?
Whew, very good question.
Mm-hmm.
I think your lifestyle
Mm-hmm.
can produce the feeling of
Yes.
success.
Yes.
Is success a feeling?
Mm-hmm.
Yes and no.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The reason why I say yes and no, because when you feel you can feel successful.
Mm-hmm.
Because remember, it's a personal thing. It's a
Right.
personal thing. So
Yes. Very
feeling
personal.
has to be involved.
Mm-hmm.
Thought process has to also.
Yes, it has to both connect. Yes. Because you know, it's so interesting you said that because now I can segue into what I was going to say.
Perfect.
You
Go
can
for it.
live in a beautiful home. You can have, and even the conversation we had earlier about what the thing I was telling you about with me. You was like, "Don't do that," and I in my mind, I'm like, "Oh, it's all these flaws," and you're like, you know, whatever. But it's that level, and I just had an epiphany just now too. It's interesting. But anyway.
Good. Good.
No,
Real time. See, it
I
happens
was
to us.
transparent earlier. I said, you know, I'm still getting aligned more with my purpose. So I'm so glad we're talking about this actually. So you can have all the money, all the money, all the successful business, the attention, the compliments, the testimonials, but
Hmm.
still internally you don't feel that you've made it or you
Right.
accomplished anything. You
Right.
know, entrepreneurship, man, it's a mindset trip. You know what I mean? In the sense of who I am. Like I had a conversation and I shared this with you earlier with somebody the other day, yesterday actually. And on paper, success, awesome,
Hmm.
awesome. Internal, still caring about what other people think. So it's not aligned. And guys, when people see that, it is for me personally, and I know those of you who are watching probably the same thing, it is a propelling, like, wait a minute, something's not connecting. You know, I
Hmm.
can ride with you in 1 minute, you got all these holes in your ship. Like you're sailing, but you got holes in there, it means I'm gonna sink. You know, people think
Right.
that sometimes. So I love that. I love that. So when I think of like you said, success is a feeling. So I also align success with mission, right? So those of you who are watching, think of what type of mission or purpose
There
you
you
have
go.
in business. If your mission is to say, hey, I want to be able to give $1,000 a week to my church through my business. So that means 10%, 20% of whatever you make, you want to dive into. And that's your only mission. So you think of that aspect, you're like, hey, if I can give my church $1,000 a week, right? And that's 10 to 20% of what I'm making in my business, I'm definitely going to make what is that? $50,000, $20,000 a week within a week on top of the $1,000 I'm going to give my church. So again, you're more focused on the mission more than making 6 7 figures. I think that's powerful too.
I don't even know if we're going to get to the next parts of this.
Why?
Because this is so good. What you're saying is really good. So
Thank you.
not only, all right, so we covered a couple things. So not only success is it's a feeling, it's part of a
Mhm.
feeling.
Yes.
So to your case in point, right?
Hmm.
If someone has all this money, they have all these accolades and things like that. At the end of the day, if they don't feel successful,
Right.
none of those things matter, right? Okay. All right. You take the same person, give them the same amount of money, they may, they're not going to be able to feel successful, and their thoughts, if their thoughts are not in alignment with that particular feeling of success, it's never going to happen. So what I'm telling people is you can't feel successful and think different. It's not going to work. We are just not designed or set up that way. Our feelings become based on our thoughts. So you're not going to be able to feel successful and think different. So once you start to think and you change your perception about what success is, then now here comes the feeling. But here's the key ingredient that you said, and I want to point that out. You have to have a purpose. If you do not go through life and you're just going through life and you don't have a purpose that you're aligned or you're connected to, you're never going to feel successful at all. I don't care what you do. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care how healthy you are. It's not going to matter. I don't care if your personal brand is the brand everybody's talking about. If it is not aligned with something that you're deeply rooted in, like for a purposeful perspective, you're never going to feel successful ever, ever. So I want all of you listening to me right now. If you're in a business, if you're making money, if you're successful in a materialistic way, and
Mm-hmm.
you feel completely disconnected to your purpose, or you feel like you're not walking in your purpose or aligned with your purpose, you need to stop what you're doing,
Right.
and you need to reevaluate what you're doing, and
Mm-hmm.
you need to find out what that purpose is if you don't know. And if you do know, you need to start to make some transitions. You have to,
You
because
have
you
to.
will never feel successful. I promise you. You
Mm-hmm.
will never ever feel successful. Period.
That's right. Yeah. It's and you're gonna feel disconnected from what you're doing. You
Absolutely.
know, and feeling is everything. Feeling takes you further than what what's in your account. It takes you further. It keeps you in your business. It keeps you helping more people. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. It really helps you to create big change. You know, it's almost, and I know from a woman's perspective, when you have so much, you can have a successful business, and sometimes you may be dealing with stuff that's going on personally,
Hmm.
and that can also trickle into your business. You may
Sure.
feel like you're not successful because you're measuring it, and we're going to talk about measuring in just a second, against somebody else's expectations. I had a great conversation with my son yesterday, and he pointed that out, and I told him that people are never going to be satisfied. If you're going to try, it's in the Bible too. If you're going to try to please people, you're never going to satisfy people ever, because they're always going to expect more, going to want more. If you're happy with yourself, if you're happy with where you're at in life, then that's all that matters. You know, that's success too.
Right. You need to move on because we could stay on this all day.
Yeah, we could stay on this all day. Big shout out to Jamie. I see Jamie, Dr. Carlene, Denise. Thank you so much, Gail. Thank you guys so much for
Thank you
joining.
everybody for tuning in.
Yes, I
Appreciate
know
you.
they're thinking. They're thinking right now. We love this, a thinking conversation. I told y'all it's going to be a good one. So now let's talk about measuring success. Now, everyone, going back to what is success, everybody writes a goal down. They're like, hey, I want to have a successful May, because May's coming up tomorrow.
Hmm.
And you're writing out your goal. You're doing all this stuff in writing down the things that's going to help you, make you feel successful and be successful. But now is the measuring part. This is the part that most people don't do, Meiyoko. And I know you could agree with me on this, right?
Hmm. We might have to come up with we do a lot of stuff real time. This is not scripted at all.
No, it's
Uh,
not.
this
Definitely not.
may be something we may have to come up with, some type of diagram, some type of
Mm-hmm.
thing that they can fill out, because
Yeah.
how is success measured? I think we've been talking about several other things, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are you thinking? What are your thoughts every single day? What are
Mm-hmm.
your thoughts and beliefs about what success is?
Yeah.
I think you start there.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel?
Mm-hmm.
Your overall life and your profession. Do you feel like you're successful? How do you feel right now?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What are you completely aligned with your purpose?
Mm-hmm.
Professionally, spiritually, all those, every type of dynamic. I think those are the things you really want to look at.
Right.
Those are metrics for success.
Mm-hmm.
And the cool thing about it is that your metrics are going to be different from everyone else's.
Everyone else's. Yeah. It
But
is.
we're taught, success is being taught, and the metrics of, we have to look at what this person is doing, what
Mm-hmm.
that person is doing,
Mm-hmm.
what this person is saying,
Mm-hmm.
what
Mm-hmm.
this person believes.
Mm-hmm.
So this, we have to redefine what success means to us.
Right.
A lot of us don't have the money we want.
Right.
We don't have the businesses we want.
Right.
We're unhappy.
Mm-hmm.
We're successful on paper, maybe, or in the public eye,
Correct.
but we don't feel as successful as sometimes we are,
Mm-hmm.
and that we're capable of feeling. And
Mm-hmm.
I've dealt with this a lot in times past, because the internal aspect of success is something that people don't really talk about. We're
That's right.
so caught up on the external aspects of it.
Correct.
And people may ask, and they may say, okay, well, what is this? What is this? How does this correlate to your brand?
Right.
The tourist card, your brand, your breakthrough.
Mm-hmm.
So some of these breakthroughs are not going to come unless you actually have these internal shifts.
Yeah. And you have the guidance you need, because this is, and the reason why we put that there, because this is where you need help. Those of you who are watching, all of you need help on measuring success.
Right.
And what the tour is going to give you is going to give you that framework that's going to help you realistically measure what success is. So it's not just you putting a vision board. Y'all know how I feel about those. It's not just you putting up, 100 things you want to accomplish for
Hmm.
2025. It's bigger than that, because
Right.
hands down the line, most of us are not on track. Why? Because there's no measuring. There's no
Correct.
measuring. And every successful company has that already built in, but those are big, big companies. You know what I'm saying? That, needs that. Also, all of you who are watching, if you have a business, you need some type of measuring framework, measuring tool. That's important, because sometimes, and most times, the decisions we make don't align with our success.
Hmm.
I'm guilty of that too. Certain decisions that I've made in my personal life and in business was not in alignment with where I wanted to go, my mission,
Right.
my direction, my vision, and all the things. So really ask yourself this question: Are you have you been measuring your success?
Right. And
You know,
and I want people to understand, and I know I sound like a broken record, but I have to say this again. Dealing with
Mhm.
hundreds of people, coaching
Mhm.
hundreds of people internally and on different things.
Right?
Success is never external.
Never.
It's never material.
Mm-mm.
Those things may give you a little bit of happiness because you can do things and you got tools for more freedom. You know, the things that people say, money is freedom, all that good stuff. But if your belief and your perception and how you feel is not aligned with what success means to you, you're never going to be happy and you're never going to feel that you're successful. I can't stress this enough.
Mm-hmm.
When it
Mm-hmm.
comes to success, do not look at external things because they're not going to complete you.
That's right.
They're
That's right.
not going to complete you at all. You
Yeah.
have to look at the internal aspects of it.
Yeah.
And this is why some of you are not posting about your personal brand,
Mm-hmm.
not sharing your story,
Mm-hmm.
not doing a lot of the things that could actually grow your business, not just your business, but yourself, and help you develop overall
Right.
individually, because we're so programmed to look at everybody and everything else, and you're not measuring your own success by the metrics we're talking about. How you think,
Mm-hmm.
how you feel, what your purpose is,
Mm-hmm.
what you value, what's important to you, your
Correct.
principles. These are all things that are important when it comes to measuring your level, measuring success to you.
Mm-hmm.
Success is personal, it's a personal thing.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody can determine if you're successful or not.
That's right.
Nobody.
Nobody.
You have to determine whether or not you're successful based on what you want out of your own life, period.
Correct. That's powerful. And type in one in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, if you got value out of that part alone. And so, our final question for you guys, and I want all of you who are on here watching, and if you're watching this on a replay as well, put an answer in the chat. What does success mean to you? Meiyoko and I both shared what our personal perspective of what success is. My definition is different than his. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all, even though our mission is the same, you know what I'm saying? But my definition may be different from his, and vice versa. Most times it's never going to be the same. You could have a group of some amazing individuals, and all of y'all can be out there just grinding and pushing, but you all may have different missions,
Mm-hmm.
right? But the vision of what y'all building is aligned. Y'all working towards that. So share in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, what is your definition, or what does success mean to you? Okay. Thank you, Deborah. She said this is powerful. Awesome. I'm glad you're getting value. Make sure y'all share this out as well. Make sure you share this out as well. While you guys are thinking of answers, one of the things I thought of as what is measure success, a measurement can be the community that you're building. That is a measurable
Mm-hmm. For sure.
physical meaning of what success is. The fact that you're bringing people together and you're working towards a mission, or you're breaking generational strongholds or whatever, and you're just bringing this massive, huge gathering of people together, whether it be online or offline. That's success. That's how major brands are built, through community, right?
Right.
But you're not, yeah, you're not really looking at the value of how much is in your account, more the value of how strong your community is, because your
Right.
community will take you high places.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
The fear, the fear starts to diminish the
Mm-hmm.
more focused you are on your own metrics of what success is to you.
Mm-hmm.
Because what happens is, if I'm in touch with how I think my belief is, now my belief, my thoughts are right. I'm
Mm-hmm.
starting to feel what my version of success is,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm working on that every single day. Now I'm successful to me. Now I'm not looking at anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
But now when I post content, when I share my story,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not worried about being judged. I'm not worrying about how everybody else is thinking, because I'm in my own truth, my own metric of success. That's all I see. I'm straight ahead. I'm straightforward. And what's going to happen is you attract those particular clients that you want.
Yep.
You start to build that community that Leticia's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You'll that authenticity. I know that's a buzzword now. People
Mm-hmm.
will see the realness and the authenticity in you,
Right.
become
Mm-hmm.
more relatable, because you are 100% operating in a space where you know who you are,
Yeah.
you know what success means to you. And
Mm-hmm.
guess what? Now, when you start to get the money, you start to get all those other things, you
Mm-hmm.
can actually enjoy it.
Enjoy it.
You
Yes.
can actually enjoy it, and be a blessing to other people. And if philanthropy is your thing, you can start to give back and
Right.
teach
Right.
other people how to do things. And it's 100% in alignment with who you are. Now you don't have to worry about, well, who am I? Why am I doing this?
Right. Right.
Get your metrics right now.
Right. I love that.
Start measuring what success means to you now, by
Right.
how you think, how you
Mm-hmm.
believe, how you feel, and whether or not you're in alignment with your purpose,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's in alignment with your values, your principles,
Right.
your perception on life. I just gave you a
Amen.
lot of things
A lot of
to really
things.
consider.
Yeah. And
And
all those
notice
things
it
are
had
valid.
nothing to do with anybody else,
Nobody else.
everything to do with you.
Right. Yeah, I was listening to Simon Sinek. I think that's how you pronounce his name. And he was
Mm-mm.
talking about that this morning. He was, well, one of his videos I saw, and he was like, when you are in business, you're not in competition with everybody. You're only
No.
trying to you only focus on making you better than
Yes.
the person you were yesterday. So it's not about how can I do something better than Meiyoko. No, how can both of us come together, give value, and move forward together jointly, and bring more of you guys with us, guys. This tour is bigger than just it being an event. I don't even want to call this an event. This is a high level connection that we are bringing all you guys together alongside us with, so that you can have those high level conversations and have those high level breakthroughs and what have you, and build from there. Right,
Absolutely.
and build from there is important. I want to pull up Deborah's comment. She said success means to me is that I have to first deal with me. Once that is accomplished, then I am able to thrive and help others see the smiles and joy, not only my success but theirs as well. So I have to
Okay.
say, I mean, my perspective on that, and yours may be different, Meiyoko, but my perspective on that is this. I'm I could go through a healing process myself right now,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Wake up in the morning and still going through my healing process, dealing with all the ups and downs, the ins and outs,
Right.
while I'm also moving other people forward.
Sure.
And I'm
Sure.
saying that because Deborah, you made a comment today, and I don't want to start crying, but you shouted me out on your social media. I didn't even know you was going to do that. And the fact that you said that, knowing me internally, what I'm going through, and Miyoko knows what I'm going through in my day to day, but it's the fact that you said that. Just imagine all the stuff that I'm going through. If I had to just say, you know what, I'm just going to take a break from social media,
Mm-hmm.
and still not help you, Deborah, still not help all the other women out there, all you guys, all the things, I would have never gotten that comment from you.
All
So
right.
I say that keep going, no matter what you're going through, still keep getting up every morning and just helping the people that you're supposed to help, connecting with the people that you know supposed to be connected with. I know you're coming to the tour, and we're gonna hug on you and everything. So we're so excited you're coming. But don't stop, don't pause. What do you have to say to that, Mio?
Part of the healing is in the helping.
Yes.
That's what I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
You definitely have to work on yourself first and foremost. That's the priority.
Mm-hmm.
We're hammering that today. that success has to first start with you, but not just saying that cliche line,
Mm-hmm.
showing you how to and telling you how to actually do that.
Right.
But in the process, you are in your profession, if you're in a service-based business and you're a coach or whatever it is that you do, you
Mm-hmm.
help people, you're going to continue to help people on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
And part of that helping is actually healing you at the same time because
Mm-hmm.
you're making a difference as you work on yourself. And you're only going to be able to help yourself and to help those people all the more as you develop and as you grow and as you evolve into an even more amazing person than you already are.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, just remember that even in the helping, there's healing. There's healing
Mm-hmm.
as you help people. So, that's all I have to say about that.
Yes, yes. And we're really excited to see you at the tour. Which city
We
you
can't wait either.
yeah, which
You
city
got
you
to tell
coming?
people they need to come out.
Yeah, you gotta shout it out. Those of you who
They
are
need to come
coming,
out.
yeah, you purchase your ticket. Go ahead and shout out on social media. I'm gonna send you guys some badges later on. But those of you who haven't put in your answers in the chat, Meiyoko and I are asking you, what does success mean to you? What does success mean to you? Those of you who are watching live and on the replay, go ahead and share that. It's different for everybody.
Hmm.
It feels different. It looks different. It is different for everyone. And definitely put that in there. Okay, put it in the chat.
Also, put in the comments your takeaways from this live stream.
Yes,
What did you
yes.
learn? Was it something different? Was it something transformational? Was it a thought? Was it something that I or myself or Leticia said?
Mm-hmm.
Um, if it was something that else that you wanted to hear, if you had a question in regards to success,
Mm-hmm.
put it in the chat. This is how you help. This is how we help you. You
Mm-hmm.
know, we're not perfect ourselves. You know, we have experience in other in certain things, but this is how we all grow, how we help each other. So if you have a question, put it in the chat. But
Mm-hmm.
I personally, and I'm sure Leticia wants to know, what did you get from this live stream? What was the aha moment? Or what was that moment that really was just like, you know what, that clicked for me, that made sense?
Absolutely. So I have a question for you, Miyoko. Like, I know probably some people who are watching this may say, well, how long should you try something before you say, all right, this is not successful? Like, how long should you be? Sometimes we get that question asked a lot when people are having a strategy or a system or even what they're going to be learning at our tour, just in general, right?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So my question would be is, what are you trying
Mm,
and why are you trying it?
right. That's true.
Like, what's the objective?
Mm-hmm.
What's the objective? So I guess I'll ask the question back to you. Are we talking strategy? Is this somebody that knows exactly what their personal brand represents? And now they're trying to it's a strategy and
Strategy.
they're trying to grow their personal brand.
Yeah.
How long should you try something?
Mm-hmm.
I would say from a content perspective, like let's say you're posting content.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you're trying a new approach.
Mm-hmm.
I would give that content probably based on how we do it, because we don't do content based on likes and comments.
Right.
We do comments based on people that want to do business with us.
Exactly.
Um, I would say you want to give it probably. I would say give it about 8 to 14 days.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep, I think that's enough time to actually start to see something.
Something.
But at the max, I would probably do it 3 weeks to a month.
That's right.
Now, this is if you're putting out some really, really good content. I'm not
That's
talking
right.
about you just went to Chat GPT and just copy and pasted Chat GPT.
Right.
You
Right.
actually did the work,
Mm-hmm.
honed in on your audience, and you're putting out content.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
that way you should know at some point, all right, I need to tweak something. So then you
That's
go back
right.
to the drawing board.
I
So
love
on the
that answer.
content perspective, yes. When it comes to your personal brand perspective, like who
Mm-hmm.
you are and what you represent, how long how long should you try? My question would be, if you're still trying,
Mm-hmm.
you're doing it wrong.
Yes, you should be doing. You should be
You
doing.
shouldn't be trying to have a
Yes.
signature brand.
Mm-hmm.
You should know your signature brand.
Exactly.
Now, what you're trying to do after that is now you're trying to create content.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to position yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you should be. If you're trying to come up with what your signature brand is, that's the issue altogether. We start from
Mm-hmm.
there because you have to
Mm-hmm.
be clear on that.
Mhm.
So that's how I would answer that question. I hope that gave
It
you
does.
an
It answers it. And I want to piggyback and say it's also the work you guys got to do around that, the follow up,
right.
the interaction, the online networking and offline networking. It's all these intricate tools. Sometimes we think we just got to post and that's it. No, it's everything outside of that as well. And people who are you feel that is higher up there is also doing the same thing. This is why going back to what I said earlier, we got to stop feeling that we're comparing is the worst thing for your business.
Yep.
It's the worst. Competing and comparing, going back and forth with that. We got to get out of doing that. It's all about measuring, like we said before, our success based on how can we do something better than what we did the day before.
Absolutely.
How can we show up better today? How can we speak better today? How can we strategize better today? All those things instead of focusing on, oh, I don't have this or I don't have that, or this person has something that I don't have. It's so much complaining going on. You know, Stop complaining. Let's take more action and start really getting out there and defining what success is for ourselves
Right.
and measuring it as well.
And if you have an expertise, right? And I'll
Hmm.
close with this. If you have an expertise, you don't have to compete with other people in your market. But
No.
what you have to do, you have to ask your audience,
Hmm.
what is it that they want?
Yes.
What is what's the problem they need a
Hmm.
solution to?
Hmm.
And if that falls in line with your expertise, you get so good at solving that problem,
Hmm.
you become the best in your lane. I didn't say
That's right.
everybody else is in your lane.
Amen.
You come up with a methodology, a process in solving it, and you get quicker and more efficient in solving that problem.
Hmm.
And you will start to build a community. You will start to make more money. You will start to make more sales. All that stuff will come. But again, it starts with you.
Hmm.
And it starts with your version of what
Success.
success
Yes, that's
is.
right. That's right. And once you have that, it's just like one of our attendees said, Shoshana Cuevas, there will not be any traffic in your lane.
No traffic.
There will be none of that. It's like when people land on your page, hop on your website, follow you, that is that invisible difference to where they're like, I gotta follow you. I got to see what you're doing and learn how to be a part of it. And that's a lot of what we're going to be teaching you guys during the tour. So again, if you haven't gotten your ticket, please make sure you do. We also have a down payment option when you save
Yes.
your spot. So
Yes.
definitely
Pick
take
your spot.
advantage of that while it's available. Okay. So again, if you haven't gotten your ticket, go ahead and put a 2 in the chat. I want to know who's on who have not gotten their ticket. I know some of you just did, but if you did not get your ticket, go ahead and grab it. Again, we got in person, we have live. We're going to be in New York,
Four
Maryland.
cities. Four
Yes,
cities.
4 cities: New York, Maryland, Texas, and Georgia. So again, make sure you go ahead and we want you in the room. So that's why we have that down payment option. Definitely make sure if you can get in the room and bring a couple of people with you, get in the room. It's going to be absolutely transformational. It definitely is. Okay. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. So, like I said earlier, this was a great, like, this could be like a two-part or something,
Man,
you know?
I told you this topic. It's this topic.
Yeah,
It's a very good topic. I really hope they got some value from it. Go back and listen to it again if it's available. But this is something that you really got to tackle first before you really get into everything else because this is important.
it stops people from moving forward. Once you get this part, especially if you come to the tour, you're definitely going to get all the success and the measuring success. But it's going to help you a lot. I want to before we close, pull up Deborah's comment. She said, "I'm in tears. Oh, I'm totally feeling this. Thank you
We
both.
appreciate you, Deborah.
My takeaway is that I can't stop now. There's healing in the process. Revamp, refocus, and reposition again. Thank you. You're welcome."
You're welcome, Deborah.
Yeah, take it one. My advice to you, I know Miyoko's gonna have his advice. Take it one day at a time, one step at a time, and reach out. You already been making the steps. You're coming to the tour. You're doing what you need to do, but definitely, take it one day at a time. Anything you want to say to her, Miyoko?
Tears are not always a bad thing.
Nope.
Sometimes tears is a very good thing. It means that you are learning something new. There's a shift, there's a perspective that you are gaining now on
Right.
this live stream. So I'm grateful to you. This is why we do what we do. And no, you can't stop. You're healing, you're in the process. Revamp, refocus, and pull out those things that only represent you that nobody else can duplicate. That's what I can say to you. You have a gift, you have an expertise that nobody can duplicate, that is just for you and your own experiences. And when you find it, if you find it, girl, you just focus on that thing.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be
I look,
fine.
I look at your camera like he's talking to me too.
I'm talking to Deborah, and I'm talking to
I'm looking at
anybody,
your video. Oh
talking to
yeah.
anybody that's listening.
Yes, yes. If y'all receive that, go ahead and say amen in the chat. I was looking at your camera like, yeah, he's talking to me too. Yeah, so I received that as well. Amen. And thank you so much for sharing that, Meiyoko. That was really, really good. All right, y'all. So again, it is y'all homework. Listen, if you're watching this on the replay live, go ahead to bit.ly/YBYB. Type in exactly how you see it on the screen and go ahead and grab your ticket for
Grab your
for
tickets. I'm telling you.
I'm so excited about the tour. Y'all don't understand, okay? Because if you know me, you know me. I love to connect with you guys, hug on you guys, meet you guys, and actually build some breakthrough with you guys, some lifelong connections, okay? So we're going to go ahead and hop off. We'll be back here tomorrow. So make sure you're liking, following us on Miyoko's page, my
Yes,
page.
share.
Yes. Share this out and tag for sure, for sure. And make sure y'all join us back here on tomorrow. Okay. Till next time. Bye,
All right.
guys.
See you later.